Kyrie Irving is just one of the most skillful and talented players this game has ever seen, and it was clearly evident and on display last night versus the Indiana Pacers. The Nets beat the Indiana Pacers last night 129-121, and Kyrie Irving in his debut was absolutely phenomenal. Irving got off to a slow start in the first quarter, not scoring any buckets, but in the second quarter, he picked some things up and he hit that mid-range jumper right at about the free throw line to get his first bucket of the season. Kyrie Irving finished the night off with 22 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. He chipped in 3 steals defensively, shot 9 of 17 from the floor, 0 of 2 from deep, but was a plus 16 when playing in just 32 minutes, and the Brooklyn Nets came out on top. Now, Kyrie Irving was absolutely sensational and phenomenal, and it's not going to take him that long to get himself back into rhythm. He's the type of guy who's just that skillful and that talented that it's not going to take him that long. And even though he missed his first couple of shots in the first quarter, he got things going, and Kyrie Irving, I'm not worried about him. The only concern with Kyrie is whether or not in the playoffs he's going to be available to play in Brooklyn, which as of right now, he won't be. He's only going to be a part-time player for these road games because of the mandate in New York City. But if, for example, Kyrie Irving and the Brooklyn Nets end up facing the Golden State Warriors in the NBA Finals, which is very likely considering all things how the West and the East is shaken up right now, I believe San Francisco, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, has a mandate as well, and that's why Andrew Wiggins had to get vaccinated as well on their vaccine status. So if the NBA Finals ends up being the Golden State Warriors and the Brooklyn Nets, which is possible, looks like Kyrie Irving won't be able to play because my assumption, and I think majority of people's assumptions, is if Kyrie has not gotten the vaccine so far, he's not going to go and get vaccinated. He's a very stubborn person, but that's his choice, and it's on the Brooklyn Nets for allowing him to be a part-time player. I love seeing Kyrie out on the floor regardless, but obviously, I wish I could see Kyrie day in and day out playing with his team, fighting with his brothers out on the court, and I'd like to see him playing in these home games. But that's on Kyrie Irving, and whatever he thinks is best for him, that's on him. But back to on the court, this big three is going to go down as probably one of the greatest big threes in NBA history if they go and win the title this year. And even though they've only played 15 games together, in those 15 games, their record is 12-3. Their point differential is plus 114. Offensive efficiency ranks at a 128.4, and defensive efficiency, they're at 113.9. This team is just something to marvel at. And it did look like last night in his Pacers debut, coming back, making it a full circle. I love to see it. Lance Stephenson was going to spoil Kyrie Irving's debut, but Lance Stephenson obviously wasn't enough to get the job done, but he was phenomenal, shooting 4 of 8 from deep, 12 of 19 from the field, and scored 30 points off the bench. He scored 20 in the first quarter, which broke an Indiana Pacers franchise record, which speaks volume considering that they've had some great teams in the past, and obviously Reggie Miller, one of the NBA's all-time greats. Stevenson was great, but this Brooklyn Nets team as of right now should be the title favorite, if you ask me. But that really looms on whether or not Kyrie Irving will be available to play, possibly in San Francisco, obviously in Brooklyn. And it's going to come down to if the Milwaukee Bucks, the Miami Heat, the Chicago Bulls, and any other top contender in the NBA is going to be able to steal a road game in Brooklyn when it matters the most. Because even though Kyrie will be available to play in these road games, possibly in Chicago, Milwaukee, or Miami, for example, if a team like those three can go and steal a game in Brooklyn, that's going to shift the home court advantage back to them, and that's going to end up looming large for this team. And for you guys that don't know, I will be doing my first ever live stream this Saturday, January 8th at 8 p.m. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm going to be live streaming NBA games as well, starting as of next week. I want to give a huge shout out to FLTeams.com, who I have partnered in collab with. At FLTeams.com, we do sports articles, blogs on the daily regarding sports teams in the state of Florida from the collegiate and at the professional level. If you guys want to go check out FLTeams.com, I will link to them down below. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below. What did you guys make of Kyrie Irving's debut? And do you guys also expect Kyrie at any point this season, whether it's in the regular season or in the playoffs, to go and get vaccinated in order to be there for the team come playoff time and possibly the NBA Finals? I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below. Let me know in the comments. So that's it for this video. I want to say thank you guys so much for the continuous support. If you guys enjoyed the content, make sure you guys like, turn on notifications, and hit the subscribe bell to stay tuned for more NBA and Jaguars content that I do here on YouTube. Brett James, aka BJ. I'm out, y'all. Peace.